are three of the top 25 players of all time, in my opinion. And I know my opinion is just my opinion. But as far as just players, now I'm not talking about them as people. I'm not talking about their personalities. I'm talking strictly on the court, top 25 all time. All three of them. It's going to be an amazing Hall of Fame. Duncan is probably the most underrated player in the history of the NBA because he was quiet and didn't market himself. Everybody respected him. But when you really look at what he accomplished, forget about it. Forget about it. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be something that I pay attention to just like I did this year's. And, you know, this is a guy who's retiring. He's been a Defensive Player of the Year. He's been a champion, an all-star, MVP. And he's going out on top. And, you know, like I said at the beginning, the show is now over for the big ticket. And I appreciated every minute of the show. And respect the career. Respect the game. Gonna miss him out on the court. Word came out this week that even Doc Rivers was trying to get him to come out and be on the Clippers because of how good he is at helping guys and teaching guys and just being around the guys. And it would have paired him back up with Doc and Paul Pierce down there in L.A. for one more go. But ultimately, Garnett decided, no, I'm good. It's time for me to move on. So, respect. We lost another legend out of the NBA this week. All right, let's get to some stories that are out there, just some other non-football related stories before we get back into some NFL talk. It's being reported this week that the Ronda Rousey could be back as early as December to fight Nunes there for her old title. Meta World Peace signed with the Lakers this week. He's 36 years old, signed a one-year deal to play for his old teammate Luke Walton. Don't really understand that one other than the Lakers are a very young team with not very many veterans, so maybe they're thinking Meta World Peace is going to be able to come in and provide leadership. I don't know. We'll see how that one plays out. The Baltimore Orioles have presented David Ortiz with the phone that he destroyed in the dugout a few years back for his retirement gift. I thought that was perfect. Definitely something he could mount on a wall in a trophy room or something and just have memories of his time playing. And this is a sad note. Chris Bosh failed his physical this week for the Miami Heat due to blood clots again, and we'll just have to hope that he can stay healthy at this point. I believe Chris Bosh's career and playing days in the NBA are most likely over. If he does get another chance, it's not going to be anywhere near the Chris Bosh we remember seeing in Toronto, and probably even, well, most likely even less of the Chris Bosh we saw in his time so far in Miami. Blood clots are nothing to mess with, so let's just hope he can keep it under control, live a good life for his family, and be happy. All right? That's all we got to do there. All right, when we come back from the break, we will hit some NFL news, preview some games, talk about what happened Thursday night, and we'll get you guys out of here before the games start off today. Hey guys, the NFL is back. It's time to win some cash playing fantasy football. TheDirtCannon.com is a local company that has your back. They have produced over 60% winners on FanDuel, DraftKings, and now even Yahoo. TheDirtCannon.com will help you build, play, and win. Build a better team with TheDirtCannon.com. Use promo code RDST and get $5 off forever. And try the Silver membership this week for free. Visit TheDirtCannon.com. Definitely check them out. Like I said, they're helping me in my fantasy league. They're going to help you in yours. Right now, we're covering NFL with them mostly, but we will cover other sports. We will talk other sports with them. So check out what they have. Check out their articles, and get that $5 off that membership and go make yourself some money. All right, NFL news and notes. Then we'll preview the games. Excuse me. And we'll get out of here for today. Don't know if you guys saw this one. But Marshawn Lynch and his Beast Mode brand they're coming out with chocolate bars. They've also paired with his old college Cal and they're producing a joint apparel line, I think, something like that. It'll have the Cal symbol on the hat and then the beast mode on the side or something like that. In fact, he wore it on Conan the other night. The hat he was wearing on Conan was part of that. But there is now a candy bar line. I should have gotten where you can buy this candy at, but I'm sure if you look it up, you'll be able to find it online for sure. But he's got the three that stuck out to me or that I saw in the article. He's got a s'mores and milk chocolate bar. He's got a peanut and pretzel bar and a mint cookie and milk bar, all of which look delicious. I think, if I remember right, they go for about $3 or $4 a piece, and you can get all three for like $11. It's something I most likely, honestly, I'm going to check out. It's interesting. I have no problem supporting, guys trying to make some money. I mean, I'm trying to take my show to the next level. I have the GoFundMe page out there trying to, help me get some more equipment at this point. I've updated what I can. Big shout out to big homie Randy Warshaw, who was the first to make a donation to the GoFundMe page. Appreciate you, big homie, out there doing your thing in New York. Thank you very much, sir. And yeah, everybody's trying to take their thing to the next level. So go ahead, Marshawn Lynch, get yours. Mike Ditka, I don't know what's wrong with you, man. I respect you as the long-time history of the NFL. I have respect for the history of the NFL, the history of football. But your comments this week, you need to shut your mouth. This is something you clearly don't understand. You're clearly one of these patriotic people who is just stuck in the rhetoric and can't see beyond your own nose. For you to say you don't see the atrocities that are being complained about and talked about, you're disconnected. You're the one who needs to leave. You're part of the problem because you've turned your nose to it to a point that you just allow it to happen and think it's acceptable. And you want to go off on somebody because they're disrespecting the flag. That's not what's happening. Get over that rhetoric too. It's not about disrespecting anything. It's about raising an awareness. And yes, it is raising an awareness. Taking a knee and raising awareness is not the same as shooting and murdering people for no reason. So Ditka, you're wrong. Keep your mouth shut on things you don't clearly know about. That's upset me. It fired me up. I don't like it when stupid people have the ability to put their voice out there in the airways and be even more divisive. What do you mean you don't see the atrocities? Why? Because it's not happening in your gated community? Then go back out to Chicago where you used to coach, where you love. Go to the South Side and see what's happening where these people are getting shot every day by each other because of gun violence. You don't see the atrocities. Please, Ditka, please. On a lighter note, Joey Bosa still doesn't get to play this week. Joey Bosa, the rookie out of Ohio State for San Diego, he's still battling leg injuries because he decided not to practice all off season. And when it was time to get going, when he finally came and, they worked out a contract that was okay for the guaranteed money that couldn't get any higher or any less. Now, he's spending all his time, instead of developing, instead of helping the Chargers, being injured and jogging at practice. So good job, Joey Bosa. Maybe your mommy can go and put out another quote this week for you, huh? She hasn't gotten to talk in a while. Michael Bennett, I'm with you. I'm with you. I believe that, yes, this cause that has now had some attention brought to it by players either standing with their fist in the air or taking a knee does need white athletes to now start opening their eyes and stand up for the cause and take a knee and be vocal. I'm a white guy. I'm going to be vocal about it. It's wrong. It needs to stop. All this nonsense, all this murdering. If you're scared of somebody because of the color of their skin or because you're ignorant to their community or their culture or their way of life or just to them as a person, then you should not be in law enforcement. If you put on the badge and you put on the suit and your first instinct is to be scared of anybody you're going to come across during the day, you're not a people person, one. And two, you shouldn't have the power to use non-lethal or lethal weapons. Period. Carson Wentz, he was caught on date night looking at game film. Good job, Brooke. Good job. The Miami police are deciding to be racist. They're reopening the Brandon Marshall case that pretty much had been settled down there because he's kneeling for the flag. So expect more backlash coming from Brandon Marshall. Why they're singling him out over anybody else, I don't know. It's a bunch of nonsense, and we all know that Dade County, sorry everybody in Dade County, but you guys got corruption and murder all over the place. Belichick the other night. Let's talk about it. Third string quarterback, rookie. They go out 27-0 on Houston, who was 2-0. Belichick's greatest coach ever. Michael Irvin says, let's go ahead and change the Lombardi Trophy. That's some stupid talk. One, he beat his former coaches. He beat guys that he knows how they think, that he trained, that he coached, that do the things he does. He coached with Romeo Crennel for 30 years almost. Do you think he doesn't know how to beat Romeo Crennel's defense? And really, the offense didn't do anything. Brissett's numbers weren't amazing. Sure, he didn't have a turnover. He had the one nice run. I'll give him that. It was a great play call. But the offense didn't really do squat. LeGarrette Blount had a decent night because they didn't throw the ball. That was a special teams game where a coach beat his pupils. I'm not that impressed by it. I'm not ready to call him the greatest coach ever. Sorry. Good coach? Sure. Great system? Great game planning? Sure. Players still got to execute. I've told you before, everything in the game of football is dependent on something else. And his coaching and his game plans depend on his players carrying it out, okay? So, good win for New England. They're missing players. Guys are going to start coming back soon. And they've set themselves up by being able to execute and playing mistake-free football. Good for them. Let's move on. He's not the greatest coach ever, and his name shouldn't be on the Lombardi Trophy. He is one of the better coaches, but not the greatest. All right. Games coming up tomorrow. We got Detroit and Green Bay. Expect Green Bay to win this one, honestly. It's at home. People have been saying that Rodgers isn't as good anymore, and everybody in Detroit's injured anyway. Only way we win this game is if we put up 35 to 40 points. Expect Arizona to pull one out against Buffalo tomorrow. Minnesota, Carolina, that's going to be a tough-fought game. Minnesota lost another player this week in Sharif Floyd down with his meniscus. Denver, Cincinnati, that's going to be the game of the week in my opinion. If you have time or can, tune in and watch that one. Baltimore is playing Jacksonville. Cleveland, Miami. Washington and the Giants, where now are saying that, what's his name there in Washington? God, I can't even remember his name. Cornerback, God, it's killing me. Josh Norman is going to follow Odell Beckham around on the field unless he's in the slot. If I'm the Giants hearing that, I'm playing Odell Beckham out of the slot most of the game. Not to avoid Josh Norman, but because, hey, why get the penalties? Why put my player in a position where something could go wrong? Oakland playing Tennessee. San Francisco, Seattle should be a good one. LA's got Tampa Bay. That should be a good one. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia should be a good one. San Diego, Indianapolis. The Jets and Kansas City. Chicago is playing Dallas on Sunday night. I expect Dallas to get all over in that game. And then Monday night we have a division game between Atlanta and New Orleans. I will get back to you on how those games played out tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow's show will be after the afternoon game and before the night game, so we can cover some scores and talk about how the game of football went. And you know what? I appreciate you guys listening today. I appreciate you guys always. The DirtCannon.com, the official fantasy partner of Real Deal Sports Talk with KP. Check us out on Facebook, Real Deal Sports Talk with KP. Check us out on Twitter, Real Deal KVP. And check out the GoFundMe page. If we can get 2,000 people to donate $1, we're going to have better equipment at the show, and we're going to be able to do a better show for you guys and increase the call-in and the chatter between us. Until next time, I appreciate you guys. You know I appreciate you guys. You know we keep it real. And until next time, just all you got to do is just be real. stop, get it, get it, get it. FanDuel Sports, stop, get it, get it, get it. Get it, get it, get it. FanDuel Sports, stop, what?